Heads Costa Rica, tails Serbia. All right, Costa Rica. So Costa Rica, what are you doing hurling long balls in the box against the tallest team in the tournament by average? Because your attack in the second half became pedantic and predictable. And when you have a distinctive height disadvantage against an Eastern European team, when you're a Central American team, why does the bulk of your high pressing, searching for the equalizer, rely on long balls into the box where you don't really have any players that can stand out in the aerial position? When Oscar Ramirez brought Joel Campbell on, I thought that was good. It gave Costa Rica a much-needed influx of synergy and high flair. I thought he had a couple of great runs. But, for the most part, Costa Rica going forward, I don't want to say they looked toothless because they did not look toothless, but they just looked like they were figured out early on. Serbia had figured them out because their attack became so... you could see it from a mile away. They would push numbers forward, lob the ball into deep in the box from across, and hope somebody got on the end of it. And Serbia had relatively very few issues clearing it away. For Costa Rica, it's disappointing because for the CONCACAF region, they got to the quarterfinals back in 2014. And Costa Rica had a couple of good chances in the first half. I thought that around the 12th minute mark, Gonzalez should have had a shot on target with his header. If not, that should be in the back of the net. Costa Rica should have taken the lead there. They had a couple of other chances through Calvo. He made a run into the box. I thought he was being a little bit selfish. He should have touched it off, should have passed it. But for the most part, this game was very much a chess match of two teams trying to figure each other out because they both needed a result in this game, with Brazil looming on the horizon. And in Costa Rica's case, they go in that match against Brazil with 0 points. Their tournament can be over as early as next week or in a few days' time. But I just thought Costa Rica were so wasteful with their opportunities. Like I said, I think Gonzalez should have made it 1-0 in the first half. But how about Keylor Navas? We knew the Real Madrid star was going to show up and have a big game. And he made a couple of fantastic saves, particularly the first 45 when Serbia had that bicycle kick that was wrongly waved offside by the referee. It was onside. It was onside, ref. You got it wrong. And it was a great save by Navas. Navas made a couple of other great saves in the second half, but he couldn't get a hand onto Kolarov's free kick in the 56th minute. He went in the right direction, but it was just too far curled into the right upper hand corner. And that was the game winner for Serbia. For Costa Rica, they are going to have to change their game plan very soon. They're going to line up defensively, possibly to the point of anti-football against Brazil, because you kind of have to. You can't afford to go in that final game against Switzerland with 0 points, because you beat Switzerland. If you beat Switzerland, 3 points is not likely to send you through. People were talking yesterday about how Peru losing to Denmark meant that their World Cup campaign was over because they have to play for it. I don't believe that for Peru, because Peru is a very good side. But with Costa Rica's case, coming up against Brazil, this was a match they very much needed a result from. They almost got it, but they didn't get it. So they're going to have to put in another valiant effort against Brazil. And then for Serbia's case, let's move on to Serbia. Their center backs are not very good. They gave a lot of really easy giveaways to Costa Rica on the counter. And I just feel that Serbia, they're going to have to do a better job when they find themselves in one-on-one positions with keepers. Milinkovic, Savic, sloppy. I know you can point to Keylor Navas being a world-class goalkeeper, but 9 times out of 10 when you find yourself in a one-on-one and on the breakthrough play with the goalkeeper of the opposing team, you need to poke it in the back of the net. Mitrovic, good game. Thought he was sublime. He linked up very well with Kolarov. think outside of Kolarov, Mitrovic was probably Serbia's best player today. Matic, a little bit of a scramble late on in stoppage time. Heated tensions flared between the Costa Rica staff and Matic when the ball went out of play and Matic was trying to grab it. But the Costa Rican staff member picked up the ball. There was a bit of a pushing and shoving involved. You know how things get in tournaments like this where it's nearing the end of the game. There's stoppage time. There's one team that's searching to draw things level. Things get heated. I doubt it was anything involving gamesmanship or foul play, but players need to do a better job of keeping their cool. And Matic could have gotten sent off for that. He could have been given a red card, but I believe the referee only gave him a yellow. But all in all, I think that going forward for Serbia, they look very good. Backline needs to get better, especially when they come up in their last game in this group against Brazil, who will seek to win that game even if they have 6 points, because Brazil are just that type of team. Speaking of which, we see Brazil later today against Switzerland. And in about less than an hour, we have Germany versus Mexico. But for today, I'm happy with the game because I thought this was going to be a dull encounter. But this is what the Peru-Denmark game should have been yesterday, where it was two teams going at each other, needing a result from the first game, not one team sitting, holding on for dear life, as were the Danes were doing yesterday. This was back-to-back, end-to-end drama. Both teams had some great opportunities to get on the score sheet today. I didn't think it was going to be that way. I thought this was going to end 0-0. I don't give scoreline predictions for my games, but I thought privately to myself this was going to be 0-0. It was 1-0, but still, it was a lot more exciting than I expected it to be. So leave a comment below, like, subscribe. I'll see you later today, God willing. Till then,